Hello guys, welcome to another review video of Gukesh versus Liren. This is the World Championship happening in Singapore if you don't know. And this is game number 7. Let's dive into the game. Till now, as you know, it's like 3-3 and yeah, it's tied. And Gukesh comes with this opening prep of knight f3. Well, at this moment, I was surprised that how has Gukesh came up with new openings and is coming to different games with White, and he has played all different kind of openings till now, and he's repeated only once or twice. But yeah, till now his opening prep and his seconds are working very hard to come up and surprise Ding, and thus Ding plays d5 and we have normal moves coming in. But then Gukesh just offers his c4 pawn like before he puts his bishop here, because now if you take this, you just push your pawn, and now you have the center, and this is kind of good for White. So yeah, instead of taking because once you take, you just make this kind of formation, and suppose you take suppose you play this like, and now you play this and you play this, and this is the structure that you create with black, which is very helpful and mainline, it's quite mainline. So he didn't take, instead he went c6, and now the fianchetto bishop on g6, and now Ding is also ready to castle, and both players castle. At this point, everything is equal and everything is going fine, but then Gukesh comes in and plays rook to e1. Well, mostly what happens is maybe the knight comes in the center, like this, protecting this, but I also I'm not a fan of this, because then you block the bishop. The main idea behind rook e1 was, now you can push this pawn. So in case you take this pawn, now you can push this pawn. Now this pawn is protected by the rook, and it's kind of a good structure for White, because even if you play this and you play your knight here, and look at this is amazing formation for White. Even though you can also come here as well, or you can also play this, and it feels good as White to have the center. So well, rook to e1, and yeah, no, yeah, I think, yeah, Ting took the pawn, yeah. So, and you go here with your opening prep, and this is actually prep for Gukesh, that he has prepared this rook behind the pawn and then pushing the pawn to the center, and now mostly it is expected that Ding would play b5 or something. So the bishop comes in, pins the knight, and now the other knight comes in. This is the formation I was talking about. I don't like this, because now the bishop is kind of trapped, and it's not developing any sooner. So now Ding just surprises everyone after thinking for a long time. I think here it took a lot of time, and played like after 25 minutes or something, c4. So yeah, he was afraid of this move, I guess. Pawn push, and now, anyways, this is kind of out of opening uh, the normal openings that people play. Maybe Ding just wanted that, just play something out of opening prep of Lukesh, that he has prepared every line. So maybe this is how I counter his position, by bringing him out of his preparation. And grandmasters do this often, that they play some different line, so that the opponent who he has prepared everything, he doesn't get what he has prepared, and he gets a position that is challenging and a bit different. It would seem like it's a questionable like move, but then you're just breaking the center of white, and you just saying that, you know what, now the rook doesn't look that great behind this pawn, and now you can also take this pawn if it doesn't go ahead. So Gukesh had to push it ahead, and now comes e6, and now see, now this bishop is kind of trapped. It can't go back. It can't come here. It's attack. It can't come here. So now the only move was to take the knight, and now he takes with the bishop. He could have taken with the knight as well to free his bishop, but then I don't know. This felt a bit natural, and also the next move is like pawn takes and take with the pawn, and you wanted to maintain this pressure in the center, because now it happens like you would feel like this pawn is free, but it's not free. Once you take this pawn, and now you are attacking this knight, and the only way to protect it was like just give up this pawn. Now the rook is also falling, so this is not a free pawn, guys. You would seem like, but this is grandmasters playing at the highest level. So knight comes to d7, bd7, and now the knight captures the pawn that was the only missing piece in this puzzle. That now everything is equal. Now Gukesh has recaptured the pawn, and but Ding is such a guy who will just not give you any chance to get any initiative. Once the pawn is captured, he's just ready to come at you, and you can't even push this pawn. That was the idea, to attack this rook and all, but then he doesn't give him much chance. Now the knight is not going to be coming here, because then it stops the bishop. So now the knight has only one place to go here, which is kind of crammed, because knight at the end of the board is not that great. It doesn't go to many places, only three squares, but knight in the center, it's going into several places. So it's not good at all. Now you attack this pawn, but then queen comes in and then protects everything around it. uh, all the ideas around it are protected by the queen. So now the bishop comes in, the finest piece that Gukesh did not develop. He wanted to develop here. So now the rook comes in for the exchange. So Gukesh just moves his queen ahead so that the rooks are connected. Uh, Once the rooks are connected, always play like this, like connect the rooks and don't let the queen take the rook, so that queen was also protecting this pawn here and also maintaining the pressure in the center. So the rook comes here, because now the rook a to d8 was important, because now you want this rook on the semi-open file, and also seeing to it that this pawn is kind of not for going further. So now Gukesh develops his knight, because it was not doing anything in the end of the board. Now Ding played this very passive move. I don't know, like maybe it was not the right way to play. Maybe I thought like the knight here would have been better, because you can do this like takes, and then knight goes here, and then if you play anything else, like suppose whatever you play this, and then you can come here, and the knight here in front of the pawn. It's just now you have no way to promote your pawn, and the knight is always good when there is a pawn which is pass pawn, and you just put a knight in front of it. It's kind of the best defense, because you don't want to take the knight by a bishop, and then if you take, then queen comes in, and then this pawn is not going anywhere. So this could have been a better system, but then I don't know what Ding was thinking. So he went back with this knight. It was kind of passive, and he thought a lot for it as well. And now b4 is pushed, attacking this pawn, and if you take, like, the bishop is coming here and attacking everything, and also you can take with the knight. So he pushes this pawn again, but then the same thing is happening. The bishop is coming here and attacking the queen. This is what Ding missed. He also said in the conference, sorry, in the press conference, that he didn't see this coming, and it was surprising for him. But then he thought, like, then the engine says it's still equal, nothing is happening. But then Ding played a kind of bad move, uh, to queen a6. He could have actually gone here back on b8 and then kept his eye on the center and look this pawn from promoting, as well as protecting this pawn, and mostly also protecting this pawn, and everything is like good for black from here. But then he went on to play to queen a6, and now you have this bishop. It gets an initiative to block this bishop, kind of block its path, and once this knight goes somewhere, anywhere, it just exchanges the bishop, which is good for black. And even now you can't take this pawn because that's bad. You just take this, and then yeah, it's bad because yeah, you don't even take that. You can just take this, take that, and you just lose one knight. So that's not a free pawn again, guys, even if had two attackers. So now rook takes rook, other rook takes rook. He was preparing for this, like, take the free pawn here on a2, but then it's like queen is at the other end of the board and all his pieces are on the other end, and there is no coordination between them. Queen is kind of on its own, but it's kind of pinning this as well, but it's not doing much. So the rook comes back attacking the queen. Now the queen has only one square to go, and it goes there. And now Gukesh, again, excellent move. He plays this rook here, wants the idea of taking this, but then he goes and attacks this queen because now it has only one move, and now the king comes up and develops its position to a better square. So Gukesh did that on purpose, I guess. Now the rook comes in, protect this pawn. He can still take the pawn, but then the thing is, you don't want to lose this bishop from this diagonal because that was its purpose, to stay here. They are more positional players, these guys. They don't care much about the material. They want the pieces to be at the right position, right time. So rook goes here, and if I attacking this b5 pawn, you can't even push this pawn because rook takes. So queen comes back, and then rook just comes in again, and they are just repeating move twice because they want to reach to the time control faster, because till the 40th move there is no increment, like increment per move. You get, after 40 moves you get 30 seconds increment on every move. Before that it's like nothing, no increment, and you can't even offer a draw to your opponent. If there's a repeated 3 moves, then you can claim a draw, but then you can't offer a draw. So, but they were aware of this, you can't repeat thrice. So the third move, Gukesh just took this pawn on b5. These are the some tactics that grandmasters use at higher level, and even at the lower level people do use it. And now Ding just offers his queen. So far Ding has offered the queen so many times in crucial games, and thinking that Gukesh will take the exchange and then it will be a draw, because here you can't take this queen. It's kind of attacking this knight. Once the knight goes in, now you just have this game is kind of a draw, because this bishop is also kind of hanging after the knight goes somewhere, and this pawn also 2 places away from promoting. It won't be promoted because the knight is also looking here, bishop is also looking here, but then you are losing the symmetry that you had before. So taking the queen was never a good move. So now Gukesh made the first mistake of his game, which was queen to queen to f4, because now what happens is Wish thought that like he's gonna take this knight, which is kind of hanging here. You just take this, and like once queen takes this knight, you take this, bishop takes, and then queen takes, and he's doing good. But then he didn't get was here the queen can come back. That's what he missed. And now if you take take this is bad. So he missed that trick, and Gukesh would have just, if he played this move, which Indians recommend, like bishop coming to e3, and most of the casters also agreed that yeah, this was very quiet move, and you just play that and you're doing well, because now if you exchange, you go here back, and there is no threat here, and you have two bishops, and this rook can also come here and then take this pawn away. So it was good position for white, and it's almost +2 for white. So this was a great position which could have achieved, but then Gukesh played this mistake, and this allowed this again to happen. And Gukesh thought maybe I take this queen, and now the pawn structure is ruined for black. Even even now here he could have played the bishop back, and if black takes, white is good here. Both the bishops are looking here, and this pawn is kind of unstoppable, but yeah, you can eventually take this pawn away, and life is good for white. But then this didn't happen, and Gukesh took the queen instead and ruined the pawn structure. But then again he takes the bishop. He thought that this bishop on this diagonal is very strong, and it's kind of the fianchetto bishop of black, which is considered as strongest the dark square bishop. And taking it would give him some advantage, because now this position is not good for black. uh, but again he could have just came back, made sure that he had two bishops. These two bishops are very strong in endgame, because when you have two bishops, it's like, bishops are considered as 3.2 or 3.5 also sometimes, at grandmaster levels, because now you have two bishops. This bishop can also come here, like, and you are looking here both again the same direction, and now he has a bad pawn structure, as well as now your rook can come here and grab pawn, and life is amazing for white. But again Mukesh made a mistake and took the bishop. Now king takes, and you have this move, but again it's too late, I guess, for white, because you don't have that many good moves left. Now the knight is maneuvered here. You take the pawn, but then it's kind of forking two of your pieces. Now you have to go here, because the reason is, once if you go somewhere else, knight takes bishop, king takes, and rook takes this pawn. Now you are again equal with the opponent, so you want to protect this pawn at any cost, and Gukesh protects it. Now again Ding playing, whenever he is in defense, Ding plays very accurate moves. When he has more time, he blunders. Not blunders, like he takes a lot of time to play, and he's under pressure when he has more time. When he has less time, he just plays good. That's Ding for you. And he plays really good defense. Like if you give him some edge, make even slight mistake or some inaccuracy, he'll just play those accurate moves and then just win. And not win, like at least a draw, or like he, he does accurate moves. Again here he played knight to c6. You can't take this pawn because your rook is hanging. So rook goes here to attack this pawn, and knight goes back and protect this pawn, also attack here. So in a way, kind of very defensive move. Look at this, knight came here, here, here. Great maneuvers by Ding to position it in the right square. Now the pawn is pushed, and the king comes in the center, protecting this pawn and relieving the knight from its duties. So the rook comes back because now he can take it, and h6 is pushed. Now kings comes here because now you want your king to be active as well, because the black king is quite active. Now 7 seconds on the clock, and Ding just made a mistake of coming to e5, king e5. He thought maybe he will attack on this square, and I mean he had less time, so he did not think it through. And yeah, Gukesh just went here and take this pawn, and now this h is a passer, outside passer pawn, and it shouldn't be stopped. But now Ding takes the pawn and d5, and yeah, this pawn on h6 falls. And now you have really good pawn push is coming around. Now again, Ding thought maybe he can just grab this pawn, but then Gukesh comes in, excellent move. You can now not take this pawn because the rook comes here, and it is kind of GG for black, because now you have amazing structure. This pawn is also pushing, you can take this pawn as well, and black has this double pawns which are not looking that great. So positionally it's winning for white. So he does not take, and Ding plays move knight to e4, which is kind of blocking everything. So now king comes to e1, again a slight inaccuracy, because he thought like maybe he'll come here. Suppose he played something like this, he should have come here and then attack on this pawn. So maybe Gukesh was worried about it, but you didn't have to worry about it, you just have to push this pawn. So Gukesh played this, and now you can't come here, because now he comes here, you can just take this knight, and then the rook is also falling. So Ding again played this amazing move f6. Now the rook entry for the rook is stopped. It can't go on this file anywhere and protect this pawn from like promoting, and now he has to take some other route, and it is too late for him, like 2 moves more. So it's kind of good that Ding finds this defensive moves that just, they feel like slight maneuvers, but then they are the very accurate ones that need to be played when you're defending and you're behind the game. Now h4, I guess it's a move too late, and the rook comes in d3, and now Gukesh almost like, if you see the live feed, Gukesh was almost like, he didn't leave the bishop, but he was kind of playing maybe here or here. He was not sure where to play the bishop, and he was also like maintaining his time. So he just played this d1 because he thought maybe the rook will come from behind and attack this pawn. So protecting the square, he thought that, but it is inaccuracy, because now he could have played this here, and it was all right. It's still like, you can still play for the pawn push, but Gukesh played here, and now comes f4. Very excellent move by Ding, because now you can't possibly see, if you think like f3 is coming. No, you can take this pawn, and once the pawn is taken, nothing can happen, because if you take it, just kind of promote this pawn. Sorry, you come here, and then, I mean, this pawn is 2 places away from promoting. I think this move. Oh, you can just take this. So this. Okay, wait. When f4 comes in, you can play many moves, because if you kind of push this, you can take, or this pawn is also 1 or 2 places away from promoting. Um, and there is no way to like protect it. You can just come here and then promote the pawn. So you have to take it, and there is no other choice. You take the pawn, king comes in, takes the pawn, and now you kind of uh, put a trap. So it's pinned, knight is pinned, can't do much, and you can go ahead as well to further pin it. So now comes f5, and he protects this pawn because that's more important. He could have gone here, but then the thing is this pawn will fall, and actually black is alright. Wait, you can go here, and rook comes in. Yeah, he had to go here, right? Because I think there was something else happening that I forgot. But yeah, the king comes in here to unpin itself from this file, and bishop comes in to give a check. Now you can't go back. You go back now. You can take this knight. Yeah. So that was happening. So again, Ding played the most accurate moves, and g6, king g2 was the best move. Again, rook comes here to just put this again. If suppose knight went here attacking, then bishop check, and then you play anything, then you can just take this. So Gukesh was trying to put some traps, but Ting didn't fall for it, and he played this to attack the king and discover check on the king. But again, Gukesh surprised. I was like, what if Gukesh played this and saved it? But then he had different ways of playing. He just attacks the opponent more. So he played f4. Now the rook just has to maintain this file, nothing else. So now the rook comes in for the defense. Rook goes to attack on h4, and the pawn is pushed. Now the knight comes in and then attacks this pawn twice, but now rook comes in and tries to take this pawn as well, but it's too late because now the king is nearer to this pawn, and the knight attacks. Rook goes back, rook attacks the other pawn on b5, and now this is very funny because now this bishop is kind of a big pawn. It's doing nothing much but protecting this pawn on b5. It should be more centralized, but it's too late now. Now the king comes in attacking this pawn. Pawn is pushed. Again, push. Now the knight comes in here because now you can't push. If you push, a knight goes here, and then he just takes this pawn with the knight, and it's kind of a draw because rook and bishop versus rook is actually a draw. You can't do much about it. So Gukesh did not push the pawn. He came here and attacked this knight instead, because if you take this, now you can take this, takes, and now it's just one move away from queening. So Ding again got it, so he just went for the knight ahead, and now again Gukesh is trying to lay some final traps because now it's like king is sorry, rook is attacking the knight, and now if the knight takes, bishop can go here, and now it's like good for white again because now this pawn is pushed and it's not attacked by the knight. You can't go here, you can just push, and that's it, it's queening. So he again, Ding played the most accurate moves, and this is Ding. He's gonna defend well, man. He played the only best move on the position, like king to e5, and most of the players in blitz and rapid won't even get this move, but he got it. So now bishop comes in here, protect this pawn from advancing, but then Ding just puts his knight here, and Gukesh tries to lay some more traps, but then again it's too late, and he offers the rook trade, and well, the rooks are traded, and the knight comes in and takes the pawn. Now it's draw. That's what Ding wanted, a draw, because this was amazing game, guys. I mean, in game 7 we got something that we wanted to see, a great fight, and Gukesh playing amazing chess. But again, it's like something is missing. Like that final attack is missing from Gukesh. He gains the advantage, but then he's like not able to convert the game because Ding is such a great defender, I think, and in less time he plays even best moves. Like it's very difficult. That's something that Ding is good at. That's why he's the world champion. And Gukesh has to overcome this. He has to see how to capitalize his advantages, and because now it's like 3.5, 3.5 for both. So yeah, and game 7. So now we are into the next half of the tournament, which is like till now 7 games. It's like nothing has been played till now. You can say that. So next 7 games would be very important because you have only 14 games, and whoever reaches 7.5 points first wins the world championship and becomes the next world champion or defends his championship, which is Ding can do that. I'm very scared for Gukesh now because now he has to come up with something because he was white today and he did not capitalize on his advantage. He could have won, but he chose to play those moves which were more, I don't know, maybe he didn't put much thought after it, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what goes into grandmasters' minds because we are humans and we can't analyze the games like engines, and they are playing on the board with so much pressure, with time and calculating the lines and thinking what is the best decision and what is more human to them. So yeah, Gukesh thought he was kind of winning, but then he didn't know how to convert that win. He thought he was winning, but yeah. Well, thing is, world champion is gonna fight. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. We'll come up today with another game review of Game 8. Sorry, this review was a bit late because I had some issues with the recording. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do subscribe to the channel and do check out the vlog of Kazakhstan World Championship last year, Ting versus Nepo. I have it in my profile and I'll also put it somewhere here or somewhere here. Please do check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we have reached 500 subs, and we are monetized by YouTube as well as of today. Thank you so much for all your love. Please keep sharing the videos, keep liking the videos. It helps to promote the content for us small YouTube channels. And Octo want to earn some money so that I can feed Octo. He's a very exotic creature, and the food he eats it's very costly. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Love from Berlin. Thank you so much, guys.